Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, good people? It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. Excuse me. It is Friday morning. It is December 29th, and it's 5:30 in the a.m., and I'm doing my normal routine. I am sitting here in the Word, doing my normal recordings, and I'm reading just for today, and it's entitled Through Others' Eyes. I've entitled my recording How I See Myself. You know, am I willing to place myself in the position to think about how I present to others? Amen. Most of us don't. It is what it is. I am who I am. And the world will have to adjust. Amen. Now, I want to keep this real and relatable. And that's how many of us approach the world, and we allow the world to approach us. There's no spirit of compromise. There's no, I could be wrong. It is what it is, right? So through others' eyes is the title. It says, when someone points out our shortcomings, our first reaction may be defensive. But if we truly want to be free, we will take a good look at the input. This is from fellow addicts, but I want to say from other people who are struggling because, we somehow are triggering them in order for them to provide this information. So, hey, here's the possibility. We may not always be right. And no, the world does not have to adjust. And I want to say more specifically, it does not have to adjust when we're coming from a very wrong position. The writer says at some point in our recovery, we must come to the awkward realization that the way we see ourselves is not necessarily the way others do. We are probably neither as bad, as good, as beautiful, or as ugly as we think we are. But we are too close to ourselves to really tell for sure. So you could be all of those things, y'all. The writer is not saying that you are, but it's asking you to consider that you may be. Getting back to this writing, it says that's where our friends who are healing come in, caring enough to share with us what they see when they look in our direction. They tell us the good things about ourselves we might not know, and they tell us about the hard things that we might not be able to see. Or, better yet, let's keep this, I want to say, on the up and up, that we are unwilling to accept. Now, if you recall, I'm talking about guilt and shame. Guilt is feeling bad for something you did, and shame is believing that you are that thing. Right? So, someone who loves you will help you to uncover, to expose, and to heal from your self-inflicting shaming behaviors, your generational curses, the things you can't or don't want to see. as if they truly love you. Now, there are people who say they love you who will not help you because they benefit from you remaining in that madness. You're an energy source for them. You're a feel-good source for them because you are their standard of measure in order for them to feel better than. And that's what I mean when I say people are going to be people-y, myself included. The writer says we may react defensively to such help, and in some cases, justly so. And justly so when you know or you come to the realization that a person has benefited from you staying stuck. However, even malicious remarks about our supposed shortcomings can shed light on aspects of the area that we need healed. So even when somebody is gaslighting and they're saying, just kidding, you know that's something that they wanted to say. And they meant it. And maybe you should consider it. It says wherever a useful insight comes from, for whatever reason it is offered, we cannot afford to discount it. It says we don't need to wait for others to offer insight. It says when we spend time, this is with our sponsor, I want to say when we spend time with God, we become keenly aware of our shortcomings. And I'm going to say this because it is impossible to truly be in the presence of God and remain the same. Amen. I want to keep this real and 100. I want to tell you the truth. And not my truth, the truth. My truth only applies to me and the things that I want or desire for myself. See, when we tell people to walk in their truth, we want you to be authentic. But your truth is not the truth. You know, authenticity involves accountability. And accountability means I need to look at my shortcomings. Accountability means recognizing that you are human, full of faults, full of frailties, full of character defects. Why? Because you live in this world. Why? Because you have a nature that is inclined toward serving flesh and not obedience toward God. Amen. So, yes, look at yourself. What are you reflecting and what are you deflecting? Now, that's some real talk for me.